Have you ever felt like, no matter what you do, you can't make someone miss you, think about you, or desire you the way you want them to? Maybe you've noticed how some people seem to have a natural magnetism, as if they can effortlessly attract the attention and affection of others. Would you like to know how to achieve that? Today, I will reveal the art of making someone miss you, think about you, and desire you by following Stoic principles, which will not only change the way you interact with others, but also give you the power to be an irresistible presence. What many don't know is that instead of chasing people, true power lies in being yourself without depending on their approval. This has nothing to do with mind games or manipulation, but with a profound approach that will make you more attractive in an authentic and natural way. Stoic principles like detachment, inner confidence, and emotional control are the keys to establishing a genuine and lasting connection without losing your peace of mind in the process. Today, I will teach you 7 fundamental steps that, if applied correctly, will not only make you the center of attention, but also attract people in a way that truly impacts them. Get ready to discover how Stoicism can transform your relationships and make you desired like never before. If you're ready to learn how to apply these Stoic secrets and naturally attract the attention of that person, comment "Inner Power" below and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more content about how to transform your relationships and personal life. By doing so, you will take the first step toward a more authentic, powerful, and desirable life. First step, develop unshakable confidence. Confidence is one of the most powerful pillars when it comes to attracting others. Without confidence, relationships have no solid foundation. Stoicism teaches us that our true strength comes from within, from not depending on external opinions to validate ourselves. The philosopher Seneca reminds us that true confidence comes from living according to our own principles without seeking the approval of others. People are drawn to those who are self-assured, those who have clarity about who they are and what they represent. When you present yourself confidently, without insecurities or doubts, you create a natural magnetism. Confidence is not just a matter of attitude, but also of internal perception. Instead of needing the other person to validate your thoughts and actions, you are in a mental state where you know you're valuable for who you are, regardless of circumstances. A clear example of this principle can be found in Epictetus, who said, "Do not seek outside yourself what can only come from within." This means that your confidence should not depend on the approval of others. If you want someone to miss you or desire you, the first key is to work on yourself, your self-knowledge, and your self-love. People notice when someone has a solid presence, someone who doesn't need constant validation. How can you apply this in your life? Start by recognizing your personal achievements and strengths, not arrogantly, but with a clear sense of who you are. Self-understanding allows you to move with confidence in all social situations. It's not about proving to others how incredible you are, but recognizing it for yourself and being authentic without the need to hide or alter your true self to fit in. It is also important to be aware that, as Marcus Aurelius suggests, there are things outside your control. The reaction of others toward you should never determine your worth. This gives you the freedom to act authentically without fear of rejection, which in turn makes you even more attractive. Second step, practice detachment. Detachment is one of the most powerful strategies that Stoicism offers to strengthen relationships and increase desire. Practicing detachment doesn't mean distancing yourself emotionally or being indifferent, but rather not clinging too tightly to people or outcomes. This is vital to make others desire you and miss you. Attachment creates dependency and anxiety, which drives people away, while detachment gives them space to value and desire you. Epictetus, one of the most well-known Stoic philosophers, taught that we should free ourselves from our expectations and accept things as they are. While relationships can be wonderful and enriching, we should not depend on them for our happiness. When we cling too tightly to someone or something, whether emotionally or in terms of expectations, we are investing our energy in something outside of our control. This generates anxiety, and as a result, attraction decreases. By practicing detachment, you free yourself from the need for constant validation from others. This emotional space is what creates mystery and desire in others. Seneca expresses it this way: "Nothing is ours, except our own will." When we understand this, we realize that we cannot force anyone to feel something for us, but we can create the conditions for interest to arise naturally. Detachment doesn't mean abandoning or ignoring people, but maintaining an emotionally balanced stance. When you appear too available or clingy, you lose that element of mystery that attracts people. The emotional space you leave free for others to seek you and need you is crucial for making them miss you. The strongest relationships are often the ones with the perfect balance of closeness and space. So, how can you practice detachment in your relationships? Start by stopping the anticipation of outcomes. Don't invest all your energy in one person or in the expectation of something happening. Instead of seeking attention or affection, focus on your own growth and well-being. By doing so, you become someone who doesn't emotionally depend on others to feel complete. This detachment creates space for the other person to value and desire you, because, by not being available all the time, you give them the chance to miss you and think of you more deeply. Third step, don't make yourself available all the time. A common mistake in relationships is falling into the trap of constant availability. If you're always available for the other person, whether to respond to their messages, attend to their needs, or satisfy their desires, you lose value in their eyes. This is something the Stoics understand perfectly. We should not be slaves to others' expectations. Just like in everyday life, keeping your own time and energy as something valuable, rather than giving it all to others, empowers you. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius claimed that true peace comes from being in harmony with oneself and not depending on others to feel complete. If you make yourself too available, you not only decrease your value, but you also create an unbalanced relationship. People tend to value more what they can't have all the time. Someone's desire grows in proportion to what they don't have or can't have immediately. This doesn't mean playing mind games or manipulating, but it involves giving the other person space to appreciate your presence. When you're constantly available, the other person loses the mystery and anticipation. But if you maintain a certain level of distance, you not only create emotional space, but you also increase the other person's desire to seek you and need you. How to apply this in practice? It's not about being cold or distant, but about setting healthy boundaries. If the other person calls, don't always respond immediately. If they send you a message, take your time to reply. This is not indifference, but a way to maintain your own emotional space, which makes the other person value your interactions more. It's important to keep in mind that, as Seneca suggests, true attachment to a person is something that develops naturally, without being forced. If you make yourself present only at the right moments, and you're not constantly at the service of others' needs, you become someone much more valuable and desired. Fourth step, focus on your personal development. Personal development is key not only for your well-being, but also for increasing your attractiveness in relationships. According to Stoicism, life is not just about seeking external validation or the approval of others. It's about improving yourself, being the best version of yourself. The philosopher Seneca reminds us that we cannot depend on external factors to define who we are. Instead, we must focus all our efforts on growing internally and living according to our own values. When you focus on your personal development, whether by learning new skills, cultivating your emotional intelligence, improving your physical health, or developing your passions, you become an intriguing and attractive person. Constant growth creates an aura of authenticity and inner strength that naturally draws others to you. This is what makes people not only respect you, but also desire and value you for who you are, not just for what you can offer them at any given moment. Additionally, personal development is closely linked with emotional autonomy. Instead of relying on the emotions of others to feel good, people who invest in themselves feel complete and satisfied with what they achieve and who they are. This self-care not only improves your life, but also sends a clear message to others. I'm fine on my own. My value doesn't depend on you. This is very attractive to people because it shows security and emotional maturity. A clear example of how to apply this principle is found in the teachings of Epictetus, who spoke of the importance of living according to virtue. Instead of doing everything possible to win others' approval, he encourages us to live for ourselves, focusing on our continuous improvement. This approach to personal growth not only makes you a more self-assured person, but also makes you more interesting and enigmatic to those around you. To practice this step, start by setting clear personal development goals, whether in the physical, intellectual, or emotional realm. Dedicate time every day to improving an area of your life that you're passionate about. Let others see you grow and evolve, and you'll see how they start to value you more. The power of being someone in constant evolution is not only one of the most effective ways to attract attention, but it also makes you an emotional magnet for others. Fifth step, maintain an emotionally balanced posture. Emotional control is one of the most fundamental principles of Stoicism. The Stoics teach us that emotions, while human, should not govern our lives. Instead of letting ourselves be driven by impulses or immediate reactions, we must learn to maintain an emotionally balanced posture in the face of life's situations. Epictetus, for example, taught that we cannot control external circumstances, but we can control our reactions to them. In the context of relationships, the ability to remain calm and composed in moments of tension or uncertainty is incredibly attractive. People who manage to maintain emotional balance are perceived as steady in difficult times, which is highly valued as it shows stability and maturity. On the other hand, those who react with anger, anxiety, or despair at any setback are often perceived as emotionally unstable, which can push others away. When you're emotionally balanced, you not only project confidence and maturity, but you also become a source of stability for others. People tend to be drawn to those who are able to stay calm, even when things don't go as expected. This kind of behavior generates natural respect, as it reflects that you have control over yourself and are not easily influenced by external emotions. How can you apply this principle in your daily life? The key is the constant practice of self-control. If an emotionally charged situation arises, instead of reacting impulsively, stop for a moment. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, will this emotion help me achieve my goal? Is this the best way to react? This small pause exercise will allow you to respond in a more conscious and controlled way, projecting an image of someone who is not a slave to their emotions. Moreover, patience is a powerful tool for staying calm. Stoicism teaches us that difficult situations are not permanent, and intense emotions will eventually subside. If you learn to wait and maintain calm, people will start respecting you for your ability to stay serene, which will naturally increase your attractiveness. In summary, maintaining an emotionally balanced posture not only helps you become a more attractive person, but it also strengthens your character and demonstrates that you can handle any situation with maturity and control. This makes you desirable not only for what you do, but also for the way you relate to yourself and others. Sixth step, be intriguing and mysterious. Intrigue is one of the most powerful aspects of attracting others' attention. If you want someone to miss you, think about you constantly, and desire you, you must maintain an aura of mystery. Stoic principles, although known for their focus on clarity and rationality, also teach us that not everything should be revealed. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that wisdom and self-knowledge are often found in what is unsaid, in what is left to interpretation. When you're too accessible and predictable, people tend to lose interest. Curiosity is what drives desire. Just like a book you can't stop reading because you don't know what will happen in the next chapter, maintaining an air of mystery generates in others the need to know more. This principle isn't about being evasive or manipulating people. It's about not offering your whole life and thoughts on a silver platter. Mystery increases desire. Being intriguing doesn't mean hiding who you are or living a false life. It's about not revealing all your thoughts, desires, and plans immediately. People tend to be drawn to those with a rich inner life, to those who don't need to share every detail of their existence to feel validated. Intrigue is generated when you make people want to know more about you because there's always something new, something they haven't yet discovered. This concept is related to authenticity. The more authentic you are, the more you surround yourself with a natural aura of mystery. It's not about pretending to be someone you're not, but about preserving your essence and not revealing all the details at once. The Stoics understood that great power lies in moderation and discretion. Even in our relationships, not everything should be shown. How to apply this? Keep some aspects of your life private, especially in the early stages of a relationship. Don't share all your thoughts and feelings immediately. Keep certain emotions or plans to yourself and allow people to discover you slowly. This enigma will not only increase your attractiveness, but will also make the other person value you more because they will see you as someone unique, mysterious, and authentic. Seventh step, don't be afraid of rejection. The fear of rejection is one of the biggest barriers we face in relationships and in life in general. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control how others perceive us, but we can control how we react to their opinions or attitudes. Seneca reminds us that the fear of death is the greatest of all fears, because the rest are just shadows compared to it. This teaches us that ultimately, rejection should not be feared or seen as something catastrophic, but as an opportunity to learn, improve, and keep moving forward. When you're not afraid of rejection, you free yourself from the need to please everyone. This kind of freedom is extremely attractive because it shows that you're authentic and self-confident. If you're afraid of being rejected, you'll likely act in ways that aren't genuine, trying to please others to avoid that negative feeling. This behavior, although it may be effective in the short term, creates shallow, superficial relationships that lack depth in the long run. Rejection, in fact, can be a blessing. Epictetus taught that the only thing that truly belongs to us is our attitude and our response to external events. We can't control others' reactions, but we can decide not to take things personally. Rejection doesn't define who you are or your worth. It's simply a sign that the other person isn't the right one for you, and this allows you to focus your energy on those who truly value you. How to apply this in your relationships? The key is to change your perspective on rejection. If someone rejects you, instead of seeing it as a personal failure, view it as an opportunity to reflect and grow. This Stoic mindset will not only help you handle rejection better, but will also allow you to maintain a posture of self-confidence and resilience. Additionally, people tend to be drawn to those who don't let small failures bring them down, but keep looking for what's best for them. In summary, not being afraid of rejection makes you someone beyond the reach of despair and helps you maintain a strong, positive attitude. Those who are not afraid of rejection often become the most desirable because their energy and confidence are magnets for others. As we've seen, Stoic principles teach us to take control of our emotions, maintain our independence, and strike a balance between caring for ourselves and building deep relationships. Each of the steps we've covered today, from not being emotionally dependent on others to cultivating a strong sense of self-care, allows us not only to improve as individuals, but also to attract others genuinely and sustainably. Remember, it's not about manipulating or forcing a connection, but about being the best version of yourself, cultivating a strong mind, a balanced life, and a positive attitude. When you live by these principles, you not only become someone attractive to others, but also come closer to living a fulfilling and satisfying life. Now it's your turn. Which step will you implement first in your life? Write in the comments the word that resonates most with you and how you plan to apply it. If you haven't subscribed yet, do so now to avoid missing more valuable content on the power of Stoicism in your daily life. See you in the next video.